We all want certain things out of life. Some of us want the house with white picket fence. Some of us want a fancy car. Others of us just want to be able to provide for our beautiful family. Whatever the case may be, making wise monetary decisions can help us reach all our various goals. Working as a customer service representative for over 2 years for a major financial institution, I learned how important maintaining good credit can be. During my time with this business, it became apparent that there are 3 major factors in one's credit: budgeting, credit card control, and in maintaining good credit, like credit monitoring. Getting a handle on these 3 areas can help you build, maintain, or repair your credit, whatever your case may be. So let's begin with budgeting. Now, when I say the word budget, it seems like a fairly simple concept, right? All you have to do is balance what comes in versus what goes out. It's as easy as it is to define. The actual act of doing so is a completely different matter. You're not just looking at big bills like rent and car payments and utilities, but you're looking at small everyday purchases: cigarettes, coffee, lunch. Those can all add up. You'd be amazed to see how much money is spent on small expenses. Say, for example, you work 5 days a week, and every day that you work, you spend $10 on lunch. That's $50 a week, which adds up to $2,600 a year just on lunch. So the best way to get an idea of where your money is going is simply to write it down. You keep track of everything that you buy, no matter how small the cost, whether it's a cable bill or a pack of gum. Once you have it on paper, you can start figuring out ways to cut back on your spending. Let's go back to the lunch example. If you pack your lunch 2 days a week, that would actually save you $1,040 a year. So the best way to get a good idea of where your money is going is, the most important factor to a successful budget is curbing impulse buying. Set aside a weekly allowance in cash and stick to it. Don't take your credit cards or your checkbook unless absolutely necessary, so that way if you get the urge to buy something, you will have to consider if it's worth dipping into your cash that you have on hand. Speaking of credit cards, if you have them, it's important to know how to use them. If you're just getting started, the best thing to do is never carry a balance that you can't pay off in full every month. But if it's a little too late for that, and you already have a card with a balance you cannot pay off in full, making more than the minimum payment will also help save on interest and pay your debt down faster. Credit cards that you want to avoid are private label cards. Those are store cards like Sears, Target, Macy's. Those actually have higher interest rates if you read the terms and conditions. And they also have lower limits and limited uses because you can't use them everywhere. So they're really pretty much worthless. So if you're getting a credit card, the bank cards are the way to go. It's also important to know exactly how your credit card bill is due each month, or when your credit card bill is due each month, so that you avoid late payments. Some card companies have a set date every month, while others cycle every 20 to 28 days, which can actually change the due date considerably, depending on how many days there are. So most companies will actually allow you 1 to 2 courtesy adjustments per year of a late fee, but just because it comes off of your bill, it doesn't come off of your credit. It's still on there. So you want to keep that in mind and make sure that you keep a close eye on your credit card bills and the due dates. If you're trying to pay credit cards off, you want to start with the highest interest rate. You pay over the minimum payment due until it's paid off and then move on to the next one. You don't want to take on more than you can handle. So one card at a time is best. So if you're closing credit card accounts, the best thing to do is actually close new accounts as opposed to older ones. By closing older accounts, you can make your credit report seem shorter. But last but not least, checking your credit report on a regular basis is essential to maintaining good credit. In December 2003, the government passed the Fair and Accurate Credit Transaction Act, or FACT Act. Among other things, this entitles consumers not only to an annual credit report from the 3 major credit bureaus, but to an annual consumer disclosure. There's a big difference between a credit report and a consumer disclosure. A credit report, there's only certain information like your accounts that you have open and their standing, but consumer disclosure has all of your information in your credit file that the credit reporting agencies maintain on you, including people who are looking into your credit. So you want to make sure that you get that every year. That's a major difference. There are 3 credit reporting agencies. There's TransUnion. Experian, and Equifax. And then where you get, and those you can get your 3 credit reports from. I don't know where TransUnion went. It disappeared. It's just transunion.com and the sheet that you have passed out there. And then to get your consumer annual disclosure, you want to go to annualcreditreport.com, and it says right here on the side, request a free credit file disclosure. So it's pretty simple to get. When looking through any of these, it's important to look carefully for any double charges, false charges, or an account that is on your history for more than 7 to 10 years. Double charges are pretty common, so you want to make sure that you look at that. And false charges, because if you have a common name, it can actually end up on your credit report, somebody else's stuff, so make sure you pay close attention. So in conclusion, whether you are just starting to build your credit or just trying to salvage what is left, budgeting your money, maintaining control of your credit card debt, and checking your credit on a regular basis will help guide you towards a better financial future.